Hey, so a lot of conversation going on here about one specific list review I did. Oh, go figure. Um, I I cut a lot of I didn't like or uh, didn't think one list was particularly good, but it sparked a bunch of conversation. So and I looked back over my list review of that list and was like, yeah, but mm, maybe I actually didn't like say how I would do that. So I'm going to try and do that here. I'm going to try and show you the list, which was a Marines list. So let's go just a sec. Let me see where I got it. I got it here. So the list was this one. It was the Iwo Jima that Gus sent me. 10 order dice, 1200 points. First lieutenant, veteran, US Marines, veterans, like big chunky squads of these. Engineer, veteran, US Marine, veteran, medium mortar, bazooka team, and a Stuart light tank and an M5, M3 half track. Right, that was it, right? Yeah, that was it. So, what I wanted to do today was I actually wanted to show you how I would rebuild this. So, I'm here with the Iwo Jima um, selector on Easy Army. Now, the first thing I need to buy a lieutenant. Now, I know that Gus got himself a first lieutenant. I think if you're going to save points, and I'm going to save points, I'm going to run the inexperienced second lieutenant, 35 points, a third of the first lieutenant veteran price. Then Gus had a bunch of Marine squads. I'm going to get myself the same, more or less delivering the same capabilities here. I am going to get myself 7-man skirmisher squads because that's the way I like to run them. I'm going to give them 2 BARs. 2 BARs means that they can reach out quite a long way. I'm not going to give them stubborn because I don't really see the point of that. It's extra prices, it's extra points. I may do so for one unit, but to start with, I'm just going to get myself a couple of these skirmishers because most of Gus's list was built around skirmishers. So here we go. And I know that you can take 3 BARs. I think it's a little overkill for what you want to do. What you basically want to do with skirmishers is you want to sit at range and deliver pins. 2 BARs is perfect for that. Right. Then Gus also had an engineer unit. Now, you can take both veteran and regular engineers. I'm going to get myself some regulars. Why? Because they're cheaper. I'm going to take an extra man for them because that will mean that they fit inside a Dodge truck. No, I don't. Actually, I don't. I think I just cut down and just show you what it looks like being cut down. I'm not going to get any submachine guns. They have rifles. Rifles, I mean, you're American. You don't get the -1 for moving. So, yeah. So just a flamethrower. Right. Let's go back and just check out what Gus had more in his infantry section. So I've got 2 Marine squad. I've got an engineer. I've got a lieutenant. He brings 1 more Marine squad. Now, in my videos, I often talk about push infantry. So I'm going to make 1 unit of push infantry for you. That's okay. And I'm going to build it very large at 8-man. 8 veterans, that is going to be very survivable. I'm not going to go for the submachine guns because BARs still work even for this type of infantry. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give 3 men pistols because that means that they get tough fighter. And I'm also going to give the squad stubborn because that means that you're very unlikely to die from a flamethrower. Now, this squad, though, this is a push unit that can push up, and as they go, they can even fight in close combat. They can take a few casualties, but they're very, very dangerous. There we go. And you'll see in a minute that they're still cheaper than the unit that Gus got. Right. So what else did he have? I'm trying to take the same units, just cheaper, to see how you can save points. A mortar, right, that was perfectly fine. I have no issue with that at all. A medium mortar, regular with a spotter, 60 points. No problem with that. That works fine. There we go. No. A bazooka team. And Gus took this veteran. I don't see any reason why you should. It's just extra points. You can get one regular for 60 points. A veteran one costs 78 points. So the extra 18 points are paid just to be a little bit more survivable. You're still a small team, and you're not going to risk this unless you really, really have to. So, yeah. That was that. Then, what else did he have? He has a Stuart Light tank, and I didn't like that. And a half track, I didn't like that. So I'm going to get a tank. I'm going to pick all the same things that he did, but I'm going to save points. So I'm going to pick a tank that actually, in my opinion, is worth it. The Sherman 105 with a howitzer. Now, you could go all out, get the veteran one, so that you get gyro stabilizer and all that. But I mean, the 175 is good enough, and you could cancel thin sides. We may have the points for that later on. Right now, I'm just grabbing the bare bones of what I think I need for those capabilities, and then the transport for our engineers, which is going to be a Dodge truck. Now, it doesn't need to be very fancy unless you want to outflank. Do you want to outflank? Okay, I'll get you a regular one then. So, right now, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6, 7, 8, 9. I am missing one unit. What is that? He does have 10 order dice, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With the sniper. Oh, it's the sniper. I haven't picked a sniper, have I? I have not. We're going to get a sniper. And he bought his veteran, so again, spending an extra 15 points. I'm going to pick mine regular, saving the points. So, for this is his platoon here, right? This is what he got. Just cut back to the bare bones. 10 order dice, and I've spent 766 points, not 1200. This is my point. You can save so many points by just not picking the most expensive option at each point. And this list is not massively reduced in capabilities compared to what Gus was using here. So, Lieutenant to Rifleman, like, look at this. My riflemen here are 80 points for something that can reach out and deliver pins. His rifleman, and I know he's massively more likely to survive. His rifleman is double the price. My engineers is 70 points, still delivering the flamethrower, which is what is essential here. His engineers here, Gus's engineers, is 104 points. Not massively overcosted, but still they cost 34 points more than mine, right? And they're not that much more deadly. Each of them, the main thing here is the flamethrower that will kill one enemy unit if it hits. The rest is not going to kill anything. It's going to pin and maybe give a few casualties, but nothing more. That's the same for these guys. And then I even have a veteran unit. 125 points for a good push veteran unit. With Americans, this is a push unit that can skirmish, but it can still be dangerous in close combat. So, and his US Marines cost 159. That is the difference, gentlemen. That is the difference, right? Bazooka team, all of this is cutting down the cost. My tank is even a lot better than his because it has a medium howitzer. That medium howitzer is way more dangerous than a light AT gun. And the Dodge truck just cuts the cost. Now, how would I expand this from here? Let's go back and buy extra stuff. Right. So, we have double flamethrowers available to us in this selector. These are dirt cheap. 50 points. Whoopa. Come on. Right. And let's see. I can take a lot more Marines as well, but I don't want to right now. I want to get myself 2 flamethrowers and 2 Jeeps. Because when you're looking at theater selectors, what I always look for is what can I spam? What is good that I can spam? And a flamethrower in a Jeep, that is a good little unit. It's an area denial unit. It needs to sit behind line of sight blocking terrain and can get thrown up. If anything tries to advance on it, you have the last 2 order dice of the turn. That thing is dead. I also need an artillery piece. What do I want? Like just a light hours, I think. Maybe. Regular. No, because you can't take a spotter. Clear. I'm not going to do that. If I could, I would ideally take a 114mm multi-rocket launcher for this. I could also go an anti-tank. Oh, no. No, I don't want to do that either. Okay. Let's instead start buying up more Marines, because Marines is going to win this game for us. Again, giving them double BARs. I want to have so many Marines that my enemy is going to get shot to bits. He's going to be pinned out. That is what I want. And I can actually do something that's really crazy. Just a sec here. I'm going to get that. Right. Now, 1,060 points. And will you look at my order dice count? It's 16. So, what to get? You could go and get yourself 3 air observers, forward observers. I wouldn't recommend it because, they're always going to land on your own troops. So, I don't think that's the way to go. But a War Dog is a very easy choice if you have US Marines. Yeah. A single man, veteran, 18 points. Very worth it. Then, I think I'm going to get myself some medium machine guns. Now, these are typically not taken at all, but these are going to sit on objectives, and they're going to be dirt cheap, inexperienced. Yes, I'll get -1 to hit. Yes. But they have 35 points. Dirt cheap. And I'm going to get 3 of them. They're just going to sit on objectives, be on ambush. If anything shoots at them, they'll go down. Otherwise, they're going to be an annoyance for my enemy once he crosses their line of fire with his infantry all soft-skinned. I'm going to sit there, be on ambush, be ready to shoot. Right. Now, the Dodge truck was regular, right? Yeah, it was. So that means getting a pintle mounted on that Dutch truck might be a good idea. And if it's going to outflank, the lieutenant can go inside that Dutch truck, and that would work out fine. So that is 1,198 points. I have just enough points to somewhere buy an SMG or something. So I'm going to go back to my US late war Marines here, because, yeah, no. Oh, that sucks. It's 3 points. Hmm. Yeah, that won't work. Okay, can't spend the final points. Doesn't matter. It's still so. Here is again Gus's Marines. And Gus, I hope you're watching this. I will ping you. This is how I would upgrade your Iwo Jima Pacific list. Yes, I know it's massively different. You don't have all the veterans that you did before, but you suddenly have twice the order dice. And you're not massively your units are actually not massively more like likely to die and stuff. They are a little bit more, but you have twice as many, and you're going to deliver twice the amount of pins to your opponent. So, second lieutenant inexperienced. US Marine squad, these are 7-man, double BARs in each, regulars. Just very good skirmishes. If something shoots at them, go down. Stay in cover, move about, because you're like all the rifles here are you don't get any minuses for moving and shooting, so move all the time. Every single turn you should be advancing if you're not going down. Engineers, those are your like fire brigade. They're going to be thrown up against something that is threatening, or they're going to be outflanking with the lieutenant in their dodge, going into the enemy's back line, killing that one medium or heavy howitzer sitting there and shooting you to bits. The US Marines, though, they're going to push up on their own at the very most important location, supported by your skirmishers a little behind them, right? These are the ones that are going to go up along maybe with the engineers to clear that central objective that you need to take in order to win the game. These 2 units here are going to do that for you. The veterans are going to stay alive. They're going to be dangerous, enough dangerous to disincentivize the enemy from charging you. And they're still going to deliver pins and maybe a few casualties. And the engineers are going to wipe out a unit. That is the main point here. You could also throw the 2 flamethrower team jeeps up with the US Marine veterans here. So that's the way I would use that. And you have at least 4 units that are skirmishing, delivering the pins that you need to cover that advance. The 3 machine guns here are going to sit on objectives, and they're going to be on ambush, shooting out if you need to. If anything shoots at them, go down. If something starts zeroing in, a mortar starts zeroing in, move and shoot another turn or something. They're not going to be very deadly at all, but they're cheap. Medium mortar with a spotter, that's going to sit behind line of sight blocking cover, shooting via the spotter at the enemy's artillery pieces. The bazooka team is going to be either in one of the jeeps instead of a flamethrower, depending, but really doesn't need it. Or it's going to sneak its way up towards the area where the enemy tank is most likely to go. So, and then it's going to just sit there, be a threat that disincentivizes the enemy's tank from moving into the central objective or whatever. Double flamethrower teams in jeeps. Sniper team, regular, that is going to sit there hunting the enemy's flamethrowers. US Marine War Dog, very cheap, just a veteran. Like, sneak up onto an objective, maybe. Go on ambush and go down there. Be an annoyance. The 105 can move up and shoot its howitzer. Again, this tank can delete enemy units. It's just that good. But don't be overly aggressive with it. Keep it in the center of the board typically, and then move a little bit forward. Take the shot. Typically shoot at something that has already gone this turn, because then you're more likely to hit it and kill it. Dodge truck, I've given that the pintle mounted just because then it's even useful if you don't want to push the outflank. You can sit in your own back line just shooting that MMG. And then double jeeps. Yeah. So that was it from me today. I hope you learned a little bit maybe. that's at least my thoughts on how to improve Gus's list from last time. And thanks so much for the conversation. Cheers.